You guys remember what Aaron Rodgers said when he came out of his 30-day darkness retreat? He said RELAX. And that's exactly what Denver Broncos fans, what the media need to do as they are writing off this team and saying our playoff chances are dwindled. Saying, great job, Sean Payton, but we'll see how you do next year. This season is far, far, far from over. I'm really hopeful. Sean Payton today made some statements about some adjustments that he is going to make that I think guarantee that the Broncos are going to push through, break yet another streak under this Sean Payton era. And that is going to be our playoff drought that we've been having for all of these years. We're going to dive into statements by Sean Payton and why I have so much confidence. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ben. Glad you're riding with me. If you're riding with me, the first 5 weeks of this channel were a lot more fun than the past couple days have been. I heard on a Joe Rogan podcast just about the impact of being a losing fan on your testosterone. I don't know about y'all. This is not sponsored by a low T clinic near you, but you might want to just check yourself after that loss yesterday. I definitely am feeling like down, and I didn't pop right out of bed today. I was just like, man, it feels bad to lose. It's been 52 days and we lost, and that doesn't feel good. But hope is riding high with these Broncos. I think we have the chemistry in place on this team. There was zero quit in that team yesterday. Hearing Sean Payton, hearing Russell Wilson's press conferences since then, there's zero quit in this team. So Broncos country, this is the lowest your testosterone will be all year. It's just going to the moon like Dogecoin. So here's kind of why I'm confident about our playoff chances, and we'll get into what Sean Payton said about adjustments that we're going to make. Was first off, like, look at our 5-game winning streak before this game, and there were teams on there who you thought you'd be crazy if you said the Broncos were going to beat them. And playoff teams, last night we saw the Packers just completely outplay the Chiefs, and the Packers we truly demolished in that first game of this winning streak. When a lot of people had given up on these Broncos, a lot of people are saying, trade Surtain, it's a fire sale in Denver. Sean Payton rallied the troops, and we beat on the Packers. And I heard on a national podcast today, nobody wants to play the Packers in the playoffs because they realize, oh, they're a great team. And no one was giving us any credit for that when we beat them. So we beat Jordan Love, and we just beat him really soundly. And then after that, the nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills have a players only meeting and say this is a must-win game. They put all their eggs in the basket. You see the Monday Night Football pregame, and you see people smashing tables, and you just see hopes are high. They believed that was a Buffalo win, and you see immediately we get into Diggs' head, and we beat the Buffalo Bills, and now we own the tiebreaker with them. So for them to get into the playoffs, they have to not only tie us, but then they have to win one more than us, and they have an absolute gauntlet where we have wide open green grass in front of us. And then you just look more on here, Vikings, a playoff team, beat them when they were the hottest team in football, and I don't say that lightly. They truly had that Linsanity, that Tebow mania going with Dobbs, where you heard the announcer saying it. There's a momentum in sports when you're playing something like that is very, very, very hard to stop. That Jeremy Lin's out of the league now, and everyone looks back on him like, he's not a good basketball player. The Knicks were unstoppable under Linsanity. Same thing with Tebow. Like, we had no business winning those games. You hear guys on that Broncos team say, we have no idea what happened, but something hit that team and there was a momentum that was unstoppable. That is what we faced when we beat the Vikings. And then obviously we beat the Chiefs. And even when we didn't beat them and we had that Thursday night football game, Mahomes only scored once and we held him to 19 points. That looks so much better. And, obviously a lot of these teams that are playoff teams, we beat, and we beat soundly. And so, yes, looking ahead, I know that the Browns with Joe Flacco do not scare me. And all we have to do is tie the Browns, and we win the tiebreaker in the head-to-head. The Colts with Gardner Minshew do not scare me. The Steelers just announced today that their starting quarterback has a broken ankle, and he had high ankle surgery on his one of his legs. And so he's out at least 2 to 3 games. And so we only have a couple games here to make up Broncos country. And who do we get to play? We get to play the Chargers, which counts as a road game, but we know there's going to be more Broncos fans in the stadium in LA than there will be Chargers fans. we got to go to Detroit. And I think even if we lose to Detroit, that's an NFC game, so it doesn't hurt the tiebreakers as much. But I think the Broncos getting flexed and being an underdog on a Saturday night, I just think watch out for this game. That I think Dan Campbell looks up to Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton is going to be his daddy in this game. And then after that, we get to play the Patriots, who are definitely tanking for Williams. And after that, we get to play the Chargers and the Raiders one more time. So I think the fact is, chances are better than not that the Denver Broncos win out and that we are 11-6. And if we're 11-6, we're definitely in the playoffs. And even if we are 10-5, as long as one of those losses is to Detroit, not to one of those AFC teams, we're probably the 5th seed either way. Now, crazy things could happen. Could the Buffalo Bills next week go in and beat Mahomes? Could they have injury luck? Could Travis Kelce fly somewhere with Taylor Swift and be unavailable for more games and the wheels really fall off that track? Who knows? The division still isn't even out of question. So Broncos country, do not fret. We are in good shape. I don't know what it is about even Denver media today listening on a quick drive into work. I was discouraged listening to it, and people saying this is the end for Russell Wilson and Russell Wilson isn't the quarterback that Sean Payton wants. I just don't believe that. The fact is, yesterday we were playing an incredibly hot team, and we lost the turnover battle 3-0. One of them really was Russ's fault, the underthrow to Courtland Sutton. The other one was tipped. The other one was as time was expiring on 3rd down after he rolled out and broke a sack. And we had a blocked punt, and still we were on the 6-yard line with Russell Wilson magic to go. And so don't be discouraged. What is there to be discouraged about? None of these teams coming up, our next 5 games, should scare you as much as the 5-game winning streak that we just dominated. So one of the things, as I mentioned in the lead up to this video, is that Sean Payton came out and today made an announcement that I think will make all of the difference. So we have seen Russell Wilson be a problem for the opposing team on opening drives. So it's pretty popular ever since like Bill Walsh, but I remember Shanahan and Kubiak just having the most brilliant opening script. Even you see Kyle Shanahan now that coaches plan those first 15 plays of the game, some of them up to 20 plays. So they kind of plan, I'm going to do a wide sweep to the left here, hopefully on play 1. Then we'll run to the middle on the 2nd play, and then we'll go play action on the 3rd. And they can really set up their punches by doing that. And by doing that, we've had a lot of success on opening drives with Russell Wilson. We saw Cleveland was the hottest defense in the league, right? And we scored on them, and 14 points came because of our scripted plays, those first drives. What we've really struggled with is the second half of the game. We've been abysmal in second halves of the game. You can look here at this tweet here that we haven't scored on 10 possessions when having the ball, the first time having the ball in the 3rd quarter. So that is really, really bad. I've always wondered, if coaches are scripting the opening to the game, why don't you also script the second half? Because you could have in your mind like, oh, first half I was real heavy on this, second half I'm going to be really heavy on that, and have that planned so your guys know, oh, that play I really like, it's coming to me. So that Jerry Jeudy, if he's not getting the ball, he's not frustrated because he knows, oh, second half, I got that play coming to me that I love, or Marvin Mims, or whoever that is. And so I think this is a really brilliant move. Sean Payton gets the most out of his guys. And I think that by scripting the second half, and by the fact that we are not playing a game other than the Lions that have a better record than us in the second half, like that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. We got to be confident. Do not let the doom and gloomers get you down. What is the point of even being a fan if you're planning on us losing? We just even saw the fact of all these people saying tank for Caleb Williams. You just see that CJ Stroud is a pretty good player, and they didn't get what they tried to tank for Bryce Young, and he's probably not going to be in the league in 2 years. And CJ Stroud, Houston fans all say he's the next Pat Mahomes. So there's no point in wanting to lose. We should want to win. The Broncos need our belief. They need us. If you're in LA and you can get a ticket, go be loud. Let's continue to be loud on social media, Broncos. We're making the playoffs. That's a money-back guarantee. Get your low T checked out. Thanks for watching. Broncos Country. Let's ride.